Hi everyone, welcome to day 24 of our 31 days to splits challenge. We have just a little bit over a week left in this month, which is crazy. It's just flying by. But I thought it was a good time to share a quote with you that I find particularly appropriate for this challenge, for this time that we are taking for ourselves. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. Remember everything you have faced, all the battles you have won, and all the fears that you have overcome. So I hope for the last week you will continue to remember just how far you've come. And even if that's only in your dedication to coming to your mat each day, to me, that still makes this 100% worth it. So let's step our feet a little wider than hip width distance. We'll take our hands behind us, interlace the fingers, lifting the heart, we'll hinge. Let your head dangle, pull the shoulders up. Reach your knuckles to the sky, rooting down evenly through the feet, just kind of noticing a little bend, maybe a little sway, back and forth, side to side, lifting up through the knuckles, rolling your shoulders back. Good, nice, even breaths. Good, continue to pull the shoulders up away from the neck, keep the neck nice and soft. Good, rooting down through your feet, lifting the tailbone, sending the thighs back, and then release the arms, give them a little shake. And then roll up your spine. We'll stack our vertebrae, rising up one at a time. Good, let's come down to our table shape. Just a little bit of movement. Get into the ribs, get into the hips, let them shift side to side. And then send that right leg back. We'll bring it in, step your foot between your hands, grabbing your blocks as always, letting your hips melt forward. And again, increasing that space between your foot and your knee as we continue to create space in the hips. So right hip is back, left hip is forward, shoulders roll back. Crown of my head is lifting up out of my shoulders. Feel my right hip pulling back, and then the outer edge dropping down, so really leveling up in all ways here. Just allowing your breath to come nice and even. As you exhale, feel your left hip flexor melting down towards the floor. And then sink the hips back. Pull your shoulders back, reach the heart forward again, shift the right hip back, send the left forward, pull those toes back. Breathe. Full breaths in and out through your nose. Good, melt the hips forward. Back toes curl under, lift your knees, slide the foot in. Shift your right hip back, send the left hip forward, pull your shoulders back and reach your heart forward. Continue to adjust the hips. Feel your legs. Feel the length in your side body. So from your hip all the way up, feel the right hip continue to draw back. The heart continue to reach forward. Softening the elbows, let your forehead come down to your knee. Lift the shoulders up. And acknowledging, noticing how this pose feels. How are your legs this morning? How were, whenever you are on your mat, how are you feeling? How does coming into this shape feel in your body? Good, let's press into the hands, lengthen. Good, little bend. I'm gonna step forward and then roll up again here. Good. Arms lengthen out and up. I'm gonna bring the palms to touch. Feel the shoulders draw down, root down through the feet. Lift the heart, maybe a little back bend. Press the hip flexors forward. We're just opening up the front body here. And then float the arms down. Let's step back into our table shape and send the left leg back. Same thing, draw it in, put between the hands. I'm going to shimmy that foot forward as my right hip shimmies back. Oops. And then feel your right hip press forward. Left hip back again. Maybe more space here between the heel and the knee than you had when you started, or maybe each day, just a little bit more. Drawing your left hip back, right hip is forward, hips are melting forward and down. The heart is lifting nice and tall. Good, noticing where your mind goes. And of course, breathing. I'll sink my hips back. Add that flex. Left hip pulling back, right hip forward. The heart reaches, the shoulders pull back, all the things. The back of my neck is long. The shoulders continue to come away from my neck, and I'll reach the heart forward just a little bit more with each breath. Good. Melting those hips forward. I'll curl the back toes under, lift the knee, slide the foot in, drop the heel, and then shift the hips once again. Feel your heart continue to reach towards the space in front of you as you shift your left hip back. Continually adjusting. As you hold the pose, the body starts to settle into it, things start to loosen up, and then you can take that opportunity to readjust, to go a little deeper, to feel the body just a little bit more. Again, thinking about the length of the side bodies, the separation between the hip crease and the armpits, the ribs, the front ribs pulling up, and then we'll soften the elbow, tuck the chin around the spine, shoulders lift away from the neck once again, and continuing to adjust my hips as they shift and change. Good, I'll into the arms, little bend, step the right foot forward, and then I'll roll once again up my spine, reaching the arms out. The palms will touch, and I'm gonna do that little back bend here again. Lift the heart. Oh, imagine a giant ball behind you. Lift your body up and over that ball, and come back to a neutral spine. Hands to your heart. Good. Let's come down to our back. So our pose number 24 is a variation of our extended leg stretch here. So we'll start here with the right leg to the sky, rooting down through the back of the hip, lengthening through the heel, shoulders soften. I'm lengthening out through my left heel. Again, lots of length in the hip flexor, rooting or imagining that I'm rooting to the ceiling here, pressing the sole of my foot to the sky. Good. Keeping a gentle bend if necessary, if needed. Our pose number 24, just letting that leg. So if you have a strap at home, it would be a great opportunity to use a strap here, holding onto the strap, or else just letting your leg float down. I'm going to use my right elbow as an anchor. So holding onto the outside of the shin. I want to make sure that I didn't start to roll to the right here. So I'm pressing down into my left hip, the left glute, staying connected to the floor. Lengthening out through the right heel and letting the rest of the body just settle in. So again, using the strap here would allow you to hold on with that arm. So instead of using your elbow as a kickstand, you could use the strap instead. But breathing here, lengthening out through the heel. And as I breathe, I feel that leg slowly lowering just a bit more towards the floor. So allowing for that with my right hand. Slow, even breaths. Gently, I'm going to bring that leg back up to the sky and then bend the knee and hug it in. Good, setting that foot down. I'll bend to the left. And same thing here, left leg to the sky. I'll extend my right leg long. Lengthening out through the right heel and of course lengthening through the left. Shoulders relaxed, muscles in the face soft. Just reaching my arms overhead here to get a nice stretch in the side body. Feels really nice. Just to feel the length and open that up. And then I will begin to let my left leg float out to the side. So just moving it in a single plane. So in between two panes of glass, I'm going to keep the right hip down. I'm going to hold that with my right hand and then just let the left elbow come to the floor as my kickstand. Noticing differences from one side to the other without judgment. Definitely feeling a little more resistance here in my left leg. But as with the right, As I continue to breathe, I should feel my legs start to soften a little more, start to float that leg down a little bit more to the floor. Imagining it getting heavier as my hip flexor starts to open a little more. Very gently bringing that leg back up to center. I will hug my left knee in, and then bring the right up to meet it. A little rock, side to side. And then rising up. Good, coming into your seated shape. Thank you so much for joining me here today on day 24 of our 31 Days 2 Splits Challenge. And my wish for you today is that you continue to remember just how far you have come on this journey.